This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity. And Mike is up first this hour in Lynchburg, Virginia. What's happening, Mike?
Hey, George. How you doing? Hey, Jade.
Hey, what's up?
Better than we deserve, my friend. How can we help?
Awesome. Good to hear. Before I get started, George, I got to say, just so you know, I feel like I got to come clean next to Dave, obviously. I think you're my favorite Ramsey host. I love your YouTube channel.
Listen, $5 on Venmo, America. That's what you'll get. Thank you for that kind endorsement, Mike.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I just had a quick question. I'm 17 years old. I work full-time, and my company offers a 3% match IRA, simple IRA, 3% match. And I've been contributing to that for a while. Right now I'm only at 3%, but I am working my way up hopefully very soon to that 15% Dave recommends. And basically, the financial advisor and the financial company that my company goes through, it's all provided. So I was just talking to him the other day on the phone, and we're getting my investment set up and everything. I wasn't exactly sure what to tell him because I knew basically the Ramsey principles on investing, but I'm not an expert on it by any means. So what he told me when I explained how I'd like to, I told him basically I wouldn't have to do it right now, but what I wanted to get to eventually was the 25% in all the four categories, growth and income, aggressive, and international. And so what he told me is that basically he agreed with all that for the most part. He thought the income was pretty much unnecessary at my stage. And the three stocks he recommended I put it in to start was Vanguard's VTI, Charles Schwab's SCHA, and Vanguard's VXUS, which he said would break down in my categories the way I was explaining it, basically as 60% in growth, 20% in really aggressive growth, and 20% in international. So I just wonder what y'all's thoughts are on that and how I should go forward.
Yeah, well, first of all, you're one of the sharpest 17-year-olds I've talked to in a while. I thought this was like a 45-year-old man calling in based on your maturity and wisdom and communication skills. So way to go. What are you making at this job?
You. So it's commission-based. So I'm not exactly sure. This is my first year working on a new commission. This will be my first full year, but I estimate by the time the year's over, I'll be making about 35.
Okay. And are you still in school, or did you just kind of skip to the workforce? What's your plan there? I
graduated, so I was actually homeschooled. I graduated just after I turned 16, and then I've been working full-time since September of 2022.
Wow. And what kind of work is this?
This is house washing.
House washing, okay.
Exterior, soft, and power washing.
Cool. All right, and we're talking about investments here. You've got 3% going in, and you said the financial advisor advised these kinds of funds?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and who's this through?
It is through Raymond James, I think, is the financial firm.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, truthfully, you're going to find a lot of the same funds. So the funds that Dave recommends, the mutual funds versus some of these index funds that the financial advisor is telling you about, they make up, when you actually look at what's inside of them, it's a lot of the same companies. So at the end of the day, it may not make that big of a difference when you talk about the growth in income versus the growth versus aggressive growth. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. The key here is that you're diversified and that you're not in single stocks. And what he's talking about is essentially a total market index fund, like you'd find in the S&P 500.
Right.
Which is largely what I have in my mutual funds. And so there's not a huge difference. Now, the difference is the mutual funds that are actively managed have fund managers that are hand-selecting some stocks and different balances of those stocks in order to create hopefully higher returns.
Gotcha.
But at this stage of the game, the funds that are chosen are not going to be the difference maker for you. It is your savings rate and your income. So I would be focused on that versus losing sleep over what funds you're in. I want to see you get up to that 15% if you're debt-free with an emergency fund. Are you at that stage?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's very helpful. Actually, on that note, I had a very similar question that went right along with it, if I can ask that.
Okay.
Basically, I've got the starter emergency fund, never had any debt. I've got, I'm driving an old beater 92 Ford Ranger.
Wow.
It's
before you were
Dave
born,
Ramsey
my
approved,
friend.
for sure. Sorry?
That's before you were born. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's like double my age. But so yeah, I'm done with the emergency fund. So basically, I've gotten through baby steps 3A. So my question is now, should I be focusing more, do you think, on baby step 3B, saving up for the down payment, or more on baby step 4, which is working up to 15% in investments? Which comes first, in your opinion?
Well, you're 17. You're living at home?
Yes.
This is just Jade talking. I probably would not purchase a home until I've spent time living on my own in a rental type of situation. Whether it's you're renting a house from someone or you're renting an apartment, I just think it's good to get your feet wet before you jump all the way into the pool.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. I was just wondering, if I get started now, I've been putting down a little bit each month just for a while, like just in a cash envelope savings for a while, just to start building it up. And I figure, maybe 5 years down the road after I've been renting for 3 years or whatever, I might have a nice down payment saved up. But it's going to be a little bit harder to do that if I'm, trying to get the investing all the way up to 15% at the same time.
I think, you have the ability, again, you're in, technically you're in baby step 3B or baby step 4. So you can do both of them simultaneously. You can pause baby step 4 for a while and save up for a down payment. You have that option. But what I think is most advantageous for you to focus on right now is your career path. That would be, I feel like you're very focused on money, which I think that's great. I love that you're thinking towards the future and trying to make good choices. So don't get me wrong there. But I would be focusing a lot of time on, okay, what's my career path? What do you see yourself doing, Mike, in the next even 10 years from now?
Well, I love the job I'm at currently, and there's recently some opportunities to where there may be more room for growth than I had initially anticipated. So I'm not exactly sure how long I'll be at this, but I am also saving up because I would like to get the Ramsey financial coach training.
Okay.
To at the very least get to do on the side and then maybe eventually full time.
So what I want for you is I want for you to be able to talk about your career future in the same depth and detail that you were talking about how your investments are diversified. You were able to tell us exactly what the name of the funds were, which I think is great. You were able to tell us the percentage, Raymond James, all of that. I want you to be able to tell me that about your career path. So that's your homework. That's my assignment for you.
Get that income up, because 15% of 30 is cool. That's $4,500, but 15% of 90, well, that's triple that. Now we're talking. And so focus on the income. And I believe you have the habits and discipline in place that when the income goes up, you're just going to build exponential wealth. And we are cheering you on. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you our friend Ken Coleman, his Get Clear Career Assessment, and hook you up with his new book coming out called Find the Work You're Wired to Do. So hang on the line. Christian will pick up. We'll gift you that to help you on the career side. Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about how to plan for retirement, visit RamseySolutions.com/retire or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.